The guitar, a spiritual six-string sonic powerhouse. Millions of players dream about emulating their heroes and performing on the grand stage. And Guitar Star is back to make those dreams a reality. This year, we're going to be making an even bigger noise with the help of some guitar and music industry legends. 10-time Grammy Award-winning jazz guitar great George Benson.
Being who I am and where I came from, I know what potential can mean.
Award-winning classical virtuoso Miloš.
I think I'm going to be the toughest one of the three. All my friend knows that I will say what I think.
And myself, rock producer Tony Visconti. Over the following weeks, we'll be joined by a host of other heavyweight headline acts from the guitar world.
When you play, give it all you've got from here.
Showmanship, to me, is really important.
The minute you hear them playing, you get one note and you know who it is.
What I always look for in a great guitarist is somebody who can make me feel something.
You manage to take that emotion and transfer it into somebody else. That's what technique is.
Together, we'll be finding incredible talent, then mentoring and honing their skills until just one great guitarist emerges, ready to take on the ultimate prize, performing on the main stage at Latitude Festival this summer. This is Guitar Star. Throughout Guitar Star, the 8 musicians have taken part in an intense mentorship program held by legends from across all musical genres. These masters have coached them on technique, creativity, and showmanship, and they've had the chance to watch these musical heroes play up close and personal. Tonight it's crunch time as we find out if our guitarists can hold their nerve on the live stage. They'll each be performing solo in front of the mentors and the crowd at legendary music venue Coco in London. Only 5 can progress in the competition, whilst for the other 3, it'll be time to pack their guitar cases and head home.
Getting through to the top 5 would be absolutely amazing.
I have a little bit of nerves. I'm going to be performing in front of a large audience and playing on a big stage.
I think it's going to be a great opportunity. I'm a little bit nervous, but I just really hope that everything goes fine.
I've been producing cutting-edge rock music since the 1970s and worked with the greats, but this is going to be an incredibly tough decision. So I'm going to need some help in the shape of internationally renowned, award-winning classical guitarist Miloš.
I'm very excited to be here today. I'm very excited to see how they do.
And composer, producer, and multi-instrumentalist Nitin Sawhney.
What I'm always looking for is personality, real charisma. I'm looking for individuality more than anything.
I'm buzzing. I'm pumped for it. I can't wait to be out on stage in front of 3 judges.
It's an honour. It's also a privilege to have chaps like Tony Visconti and Nitin Sawhney in the audience. It's going to be very interesting to see what Miloš has to say.
I'm just thinking about my performance, to be honest. I'm going to play, I'm going to be relaxed. But I do really want to get to it.
We'll be pooling our skills, knowledge, and know-how to sort through the talent and pick just 5 from 8 as we get one step closer to finding our guitar star.
It's going to be great for me to see if they really decided to push through and step it up a little bit.
It's about having an individual voice. I think that's really important.
Yeah. All of them have a very good natural instinct and a natural sense. But what matters is what happens today in front of an audience, and then we'll just decide who goes through.
First up, and hoping to impress, is 15-year-old rock guitarist Jake Heaton.
The cool guy, Jake. I love Jake. So natural.
His style is quite original. It's not run-of-the-mill, standard shredding and heavy rock playing. He's brought something different to it.
I want to hear something that makes me go, wow, that's really exceptional. So, or different or individual, and that's what I'm waiting to hear from Jake.
I'm looking for something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, I think, what our criteria should be now. Let's see if he brings that to the table.
Let's see.
I'm Jake. I'm 15 years old, and over the past 7 weeks, it's been a really, truly amazing experience. Work with everybody, work with all the other guitarists. I'm playing a Sash Boogie by Joe Satriani. Thank you.
I love his tone. I love the low end. He articulates the low end.
Yeah, and I like his use of harmonics that he reaches with the plectrum.
Oh,
that's nice. I love
and
all that.
And he knows what he's good at, and that's what I love about him. He's just so precise.
He's very entertaining. He's very watchable. Yeah. He's very listenable.
So likable.
He's very likable.
It's like everything he does is charming.
Yeah.
He has great love for what he does.
Well, he's obviously got star quality.
Yeah.
You could say that about him.
We like Jake.
We like him.
Next time, I just have to bring in some new blood.
Hopefully I impressed Mentos. I think I did. I mean, I looked at me and then went like that. So I found that quite funny, and hopefully that made you enjoying it. It was probably too loud, but hopefully I've done enough.
Next up and ready to perform is classical guitarist Billy Watman.
Billy, our friend Billy. Okay, what's he playing? He's playing Stairway to Heaven. Oh no!
Wow, he's going to do Stairway. Wow,
but he's a brave lad.
Yeah.
Arranged by Rodrigo and Gabriela. Well, that's encouraging.
Oh. Okay. How do you feel about his technique?
Well, he's 15 years old, so that he's sometimes very square, and sometimes he's not very imaginative with his use of color and all of that. But he's a very confident little lad, and he really has a very good manner when he plays. So. I think with Billy there is a lot more to come, but he's already in a very good place.
Cool.
And I'm excited to hear him now.
Yeah, same here.
Well, you know, until now I was kind of having my reservations, but that really won me over.
Well, fantastic. I mean, he made it work.
Yeah.
What I love is the fact that he'll hit the beat first and then play the chords, which is unconventional, but it kept the flow going.
Yes.
And it worked very well.
There is always room for improvement.
Yeah, but
of course there is. But he's so versatile. And he's such a cool little kid. I mean, honestly.
He's cool. He's just playing. He's got great spirit.
But it had it all. It had the Jimmy Page guitar solo. It had the melody in there. And, you know, he got the crowd moving as well with the beat. So yeah, very cool.
Stairway to Heaven went really well, I think, especially the loop. I was really worried that something might go wrong with the loop, but everything went to plan, so I'm really happy with it. I really hope that I've done enough to get through to the next round, because getting to the semi-finals would just be absolutely amazing, to be honest.
The guitarists are still at iconic music venue Coco in London's Camden, preparing to impress us for the chance of staying in the competition. Okay, we're going to hear Haytham Mohammed. He's an acoustic guitar player.
Very talented.
I think we really
rate him quite highly.
Yeah.
No, I was really surprised how precise he is and how, you know, when he's tapping and everything, his rhythm is so solid.
Very
it's
solid,
amazing.
yeah.
You know, I think that was a perfect example of what Haytham is like. I mean, there are moments of absolute fantastic playing, and then he gets really distracted.
I think what it is when you use a loop pedal, for me, I always find it more interesting if there's space.
His timing was just off. Yeah. He should have went one more cycle. Got it right, you know.
I find it quite interesting. When he's doing something difficult and he's just on the guitar, he's so focused and he draws us in immediately. But the moment he starts to loop and everything and starts looking around and seeking for appreciation, it somehow loses...
Well, that beautiful organic interaction between his percussion and his melodic and harmonic playing, it all goes.
It was kind of a train wreck, you know.
Shame.
It is a shame, yeah.
All I hope is that the judges got on board with the musical direction of it, because it's a pretty simple track to play. There's not much technical stuff going on.
Here's our friend Zayn. He was quite impressive in the first 21 performers, and he's got a lot of things going.
He's got the jazz technique down, and he's a pretty damn good flamenco player. I saw him, I mean, he played it from a very early age.
Yeah,
out of all the 8, Zayn is one of the most talented people in this competition.
Yeah.
Sometimes he can get very self-indulgent, and he can sometimes get lost because he has so many different influences. It's very difficult, and it's quite a big challenge to extract it all into this very finely focused performance of one piece of music. And I hope that he does that today.
Well, he's ready to go. He's ready to bring us some Zayn magic.
My name is Zayn. I play guitar. Jazz is my preferred style. Today I'll be playing a song called Flow, which is a piece that I wrote for this show. Thank you very much.
There was something about that piece that was somehow felt a little bit uncomfortable. We hear so much genius coming from so many different sides, and it's kind of all over the place. And I just wish that all of that can be collected and put into a solid form.
It was a beautiful performance. And he has a great deal of emotion in his playing. I mean, you know, when he is soloing, there's technique there, but there's also real emotion.
Absolutely.
You can see he's in what he's doing.
It means a lot to him. I just want him to find his path and to not put too many ingredients in his dish.
I have no idea what just happened. It was a bit of a blur. It was like being unconscious and then coming back to consciousness after you get off stage. So what happened? I don't know. Hopefully something okay.
Next to perform is blues player Steve Morrison.
Steve is a real crowd pleaser. He plays slide guitar brilliantly, and he's always keeping a really solid rhythm with it, with the low E string.
I mean, a lot of people aren't aware of how difficult a technique slide guitar is. You know, and you have to be really precise. You've got to be right on the fret when you hit those notes.
When he played for me in the masterclass, he made my eyes tear because what comes through in his playing is just the fact that he so loves what he does.
Yes, he does.
And he has a huge heart. And he is just there for the music and for nothing else.
At his age, he's found himself.
Yes.
He's definitely
been
in his body. So I'm looking forward to
I'm really excited.
Let's
see what he's got.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. I'm really excited to be here. And of course, you're here. That's what makes it all worthwhile. So tonight, I'm going to do a gospel piece. Because one of the things I've learned from this show is that playing the guitar is fun. And I'm glad to see some of you brought your dancing shoes.
Oh my God. He's the audience, the loop pedal.
Yeah. Exactly. When I grow up, I want to be Steve.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's very cool.
Great. It was flawless. His licks are clean.
Clean, yeah.
And funky.
Yeah,
You know, like the
yeah.
bends are just appropriate, just right, but definitely clean articulation.
Like all of his technique comes from a feeling.
Yeah.
Music is first.
That's right.
Yeah. Musicality drives the technique.
He's got stage presence, he's got star quality. Man, it's never too late, see?
Exactly.
Never too late. He just raised the bar for the whole show.
Yeah.
The performance was pretty good. I played it better, but I was happy with what I did, and certainly the crowd enjoyed it, so I have no complaint. So I did have a look at the mentors. One or two of them maybe got to their feet and gave some applause, and between you and I'm a little bit proud of those moments.
Guitar Star is in Camden Town in London. We've brought our guitarists to Coco, where they're performing in front of the mentors in the hope of winning a place in our final five. And next to take to the stage is classical player Sam Rodwell.
Sam, he does his thing and he doesn't care what anyone thinks, and that's what I really, really like.
Yeah.
He believes in his ways.
He's got great tone, and he's a very powerful guitarist.
Yeah.
I think he's
confident.
Yeah.
But for the moment, he needs to work on his technique. And once that's solid, everything else will come out.
Yeah.
Everything else. Let's hear him.
The piece that I'm going to play is a very famous piece. It was actually featured on the South Bank show as the theme tune, so I imagine that's where many of you will know it from. It's called Caprice Number 24. It's by Paganini.
I have a really weak spot for Sam because he has his heart in the right place and he's the kind of a young player that we need today in the classical guitar world. But still, he is a couple of years away from being completely on it. His technique needs more work, and it's simple as that.
I think just going back to arpeggios and just kind of really being clean.
Those fingers, they need to be like hammers.
Yeah, exactly. But still a great effort, and I think they are difficult pieces, and you know, to actually really deliver them is no small feat. So
Relatively happy with how it went. You're always your harshest critic, so I know that there are a few little things that could have gone a little bit better, but overall I was quite happy.
So who's next?
Edison Herbert. Really looking forward to seeing Edison this time. He's a really fine musician. He was extremely nervous when he auditioned in the past round because George Benson was his idol.
Well,
it was very, very touching when they met.
I think I'm looking forward to seeing how more confident he is. I would assume he got more confidence since then, you know.
If anything is a challenge, it's for him to really step out of his comfort zone and to just perform. Because he does have a gorgeous sound, but sometimes a gorgeous sound is not enough. Sometimes you need a bit of grit in order to connect and to hook the listener to what you're doing.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to share one of my Stevie Wonder favorites, My Sharia More. Okay, so hope you enjoy.
Good luck.
Bringing a bit of bossa kind of bass.
Lovely, but I'm sorry, it's just so boring.
It's a bit clunky. If he broke it up a little bit, stop doing all that voice leading.
Yeah. No, when he started to play, it wasn't a definitive start. It's kind of shy.
I mean, that's the thing when you've got someone like Steve who brings in that kind of real movement with the thumb that keeps you interested. But he's also playing some really lovely little lines on top of that.
Or in comparison to Zayn as well, who is kind of a jazz guitarist as well. I mean, it just doesn't quite compare. It's not as complete.
I think that went reasonably well. There wasn't anything I missed. I felt like I was in the pocket, and the things I did miss, I think I managed to cover up. So, all in all, I think it was a reasonable performance. So, I'm happy to a point.
Next up to perform is percussive acoustic guitarist Becky Langen.
Becky surprised us the first time we saw her. She treated the guitar like a little mini orchestra too. She evoked a lot of colors out of an acoustic guitar.
She's very influenced by John Gorman.
She's so nice. She has some things which are very weirdly set up. So, for example, she never uses the little finger of the left hand. And also the way she plucks is very strange, but somehow it works.
I think sometimes these kind of constraints or limitations that are self-imposed can actually give you an individual voice.
You're absolutely right. It's giving her her own voice. Odd technique,
If you get the musical result you want, play with your feet. I don't care.
Yeah, I've seen people play with their feet.
Hi, my name is Becky Langen, and I'm a percussive fingerstyle guitarist. The song I'll be playing is an original composition, and it's called Lucid Dream. I hope you enjoy.
She played like a boss.
Okay. So many different things. I mean, what I love about that, she never rests in one place. She pinned everything down beautifully with a lovely riff on that one, and gorgeous little harmonic touches and tonal kind of ideas, and it felt like a lot going on.
And even the little thing like her hammering had dynamics.
Yeah,
It got louder and louder. I thought, how's she doing that?
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
really nice.
I love the scratch that she does.
It's a lovely technique.
She had me thinking about how does she do this.
But with every note and every gesture and everything she did, she was so committed and so in the moment.
And she's having
She just shared it.
fun.
And did you hear them? I mean, honestly, nobody got that reaction. That says a lot. Today, we really saved the best for the last.
I'm feeling incredible. Just like, I was so nervous, but like the audience was so supportive and they was like cheering me on. And like, it really helped with my performance. I'm happy with how I played, actually. I'm really chuffed.
At Coco in London, we've reached the end of an evening of performances from our final 8 guitarists. We expected them to deliver, and they didn't disappoint.
All of them had a real feel for what they were doing and really were passionate about their playing today, and I think that really transmitted and communicated to the audience.
I would have paid money to be here today. It was amazing. Everybody showed us what they can do. Some people did better, some people really excelled, but overall, what a day.
Guitar playing, there's no posturing like a singer could posture and get away with murder. With guitar playing, you've either got it or you don't have it.
Now our potential guitar stars will have to wait in the wings while we decide which 5 make it through to the next stage.
You're seeing somebody who's an original voice.
Have I done enough to impress the judges? Well, there's a strong possibility I have. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hope that's what it is.
I really don't know whether I've done enough. All of the players are absolutely incredible here. So I hope I have, but you never know.
I couldn't have wished it went better, like my audition, and I tried my best, so hopefully...
I don't want anyone to go. Like, everyone's incredible. It's going to be such a tough decision for the mentors. I don't know how they're going to decide. I really don't.
One of them made it look effortless. A lot of work went into that.
I've done enough for me to be happy with me. Whether I've done enough for the judges to say you're one of the top 5 is another thing. So really, it's just a waiting game. I could not tell you.
Well, it's a unanimous decision between us. We made our choice almost as if when the people walked off the stage, we knew yes or no.
Yeah. What comes across strongly is it's not just all about technique to be a guitar star. You know, it's about your personality, what you have to say with your instrument, and how you kind of invite the audience into your world.
Yeah.
There are some guitarists who have fantastic technique but don't have that, you know, and it's kind of, you have to have all of it. I think the ones we've gone with, to me, feel clear, and they feel like they're really deserving of...
They wanted it too. I get the feeling that they really put in the time to...
Passionate
passion.
musicians.
Yeah. But I'm very, very pleased that we're unanimous on these 5 people.
So now the wait is over. Our guitarists are back on stage, and it's time to reveal which of them have made it through to the final 5.
We have seen and heard incredible performances from our 8 guitarists tonight. All of you are incredibly talented, and you put on a great show. It was entertaining for all of us.
This is a competition. We have to choose people, but what encourages me that all of you will have work as guitarists, and if you continue to work hard, you will just get better and better and better.
It's great to see such an eclectic bunch of musicians, and all of you have got great individual voices. The musicianship and the skill and the technique and the expression just all came out really beautifully. So all of you are great musicians. So thank you very much.
Unfortunately, only 5 of you made it to the next stage, and they are Zayn Mohammed, Jake Heaton,
Oh, no. Go on for that.
Steve Morrison, Billy Watman,
Oh, God. Yes, Billy, yes, Billy. Yes.
So with 4 spots taken, only 1 place remains in our final 5, with Edison, Becky, Haytham, and Sam yet to go through. And our last guitarist through to the final 5 is...
Becky Langen,
Guys,
Keep in touch, Em.
I just, there's no words. Like, I am so happy to be in the top 5. Like, I'm speechless, absolutely speechless.
It feels really surreal to be in the final 5, and I think there's going to be so many amazing opportunities that are going to pop out from nowhere. All the hard work I put into it has definitely come to like a good end.
The whole way through the series, there's not been 1 minute that I've not enjoyed. It's just the experience that normal 15-year-old lads just wouldn't have.
Surreal, it's crazy.
It's a dream come